What's going on, guys? Kulprit here, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about the second map that DICE has made available to us in the CTE environment, and that's Giants of Karelia. I hope I said that right. Still getting used to these new map names. I keep looking them up to make sure I get them right. I had a much more pleasurable experience on Karelia. That could be just tech-wise. I didn't have all the frame drops and things. I don't know if I've kind of solved that out with a couple tweaks or if this new map just performs a lot better, but that could obviously affect my judgment. I don't think it did. I think it's pretty obvious to me. Stacking up the details, I would have said that I would have preferred Karelia more than a whiteout, obviously, and I'm going to get into that. But I'm also having a hard time finding my settings on CTE. I've never played a lot of CTE, and as you have to keep uninstalling it and reinstalling it, I can't find the sensitivity I like with the visual recoil changes and the movement changes and things. I feel a little lost, but I'm enjoying the heck out of it. I can't wait for these changes to get to retail, probably more so than I'm even looking for this DLC. I can't wait for these changes. It just feels so much better to me. It's easier, yes, but it feels a lot less frustrating to me to be in gunfights and things and moving around. I'm really looking forward to that. Hitting servers hopefully in the next week or two to retail. So let's talk a little bit about Giants of Karelia. Now, like I said, I enjoyed this a lot more than Operation Whiteout. It just seems better to me. I'm an infantry guy. It was a little more infantry friendly. Immediately reminds me upon spawning in, let's say, Kaiser Railroad, Albor's Mountain, and let's mix in a little Zavad 311 from Battlefield 4. Definitely has, it's not as wide open as Whiteout. There's cover, there's rocks, there's ridges, there's little cubbies and things to hide in. As an infantry guy, you can evade. You're not just gonna sit there and take it. You're not just gonna sit there and take your death. You feel like you have options, you have escapes, you can fight back a little bit. Where Whiteout had that armored kill feel, as I mentioned in my previous video, this one has more of an endgame feel to me. I always felt endgame was in between, say, Aftermath and Armored Kill. It wasn't as much of an infantry DLC as our Aftermath obviously was, but it certainly wasn't like there's nothing there for you as an infantryman like Armored Kill did. It's a little bit in the middle there. I enjoyed it a lot more, but make no mistake, it is an armor and air focused map. They have a big advantage. They can move around faster, obviously. There's certain areas like that middle flag. I think is it D? I can't remember off the top of my head, where it's like on the bridge. As an infantryman, you just don't even go for it because it's just so wide open. You're going to get killed either by air or a long shell from a tank, that kind of thing. It's definitely an armor and air-focused map, and we're starting to see a trend here in this DLC. Pretty good for sniping. A lot more hiding ability for you as a sniper that you can get in a nice little spot and kind of stay there for a little while if you're good about it. But it's harder to shoot infantry, obviously, because I also would then have that cover, too. So I didn't feel as helpless running across this map as I did on Whiteout. It was a lot less frustrating. There's enough rocks and ridges, like I mentioned, trees for infantry to operate. You just don't feel helpless. Like, if you take a shot, you don't die. You feel like you have an out. I can get behind that rock, or I can go over this ridge. Whereas Whiteout, it was just kind of like, whatever, I'm gonna die. Where am I gonna spawn next? Because if the sniper didn't follow you up with a second shot, you knew you were marked, and you knew that little bird was gonna come and just chew you up. Size overall for this map was not bad. It's a big map. It's an open map. A lot of room for the vehicles and planes, and even the water jet skis and things to play. But nothing is too far away. I was doing a lot of running from one objective to the other. I felt like, it did suck sometimes when I would, cap a flag and somebody would take off on the quad or something and I had to hoof it. But it wasn't one of those like, screw that, I'm just going to stay here and wait for a fight. I'm not running all the way there. And I was running, kind of to a couple flags. So they weren't very far. It made you earn it. If it made you feel when you ran from one flag to the other, you definitely want to be like, dude, I didn't just make that run to die real quick here. And I think that's important. That's kind of the flavor I'm looking for. I want there to be a penalty if I run in just guns blazing Rambo style and I get killed right away. I want to be, I want to feel a little bit of a setback. I just don't want to be punished and spend a 25-minute round running for 15 minutes, if you guys know what I mean. I want action. I play video games for action. I'm a bit of an action junkie. Good, bad, ugly. I want to be in gunfights as often as I can. The Walker Factor area is very interesting to me. As I said in Whiteout, Whiteout certainly has some of this element as well. They have the big, wide open, weapons, or I'm sorry, armor area. But then they have this underground base in Whiteout as well. That wasn't as well done, in my opinion. It was very kind of, like I said, I felt like I'd seen that before. It was kind of shipping crates and fences and things. It was all elements we've seen, obviously common elements in the world. Whereas in the Walker Factor area, it was original stuff. It was an original design. It wasn't so much copy and paste. You felt like you put some time in here. It was a new layout. I found it very interesting, very kind of overwhelming. It had a little bit of feel of kind of the Sunken Dragon restaurant in that main middle area, in that restaurant where if you pop your head out, you have to look at like 10 different different levels that a bad guy can be, and it's almost suicide to run into the middle there. The middle of the dome area of the factory area had a feeling like that. I was just overwhelmed. I don't know where the positions are. I don't know what the routes are. It'll be fun to figure that out. I have to assume that this is where the infantry modes are going to take place in his Walker factory or Walker assembly or whatever they call it. It was pretty cool, and I kind of wanted to go in there on an empty server and just look around, look at some of the stuff, because I felt like they took their time in this little area and it put a lot of really cool details in there. I do want to check it out. I like that you weren't just in this little area and that's it. You could get from this little area and you can hit a couple other areas pretty easily, all without like exposing yourselves to all the vehicles and the air, you know, assets as well. One problem I had was the levolution in this map is you can blow that dome off, which while it looks pretty cool, unfortunately it then invites in the attack chopper to just shoot into the dome, thus ruining the infantry battle that tends to go on in there. I would have much rather have them not allowed that to happen. There's no real need for it. I mean, there's nothing good comes of that. In my opinion, it kind of ruins a little bit of the effect for me. That's the infantry area. That's where infantry have to go in and do their business. You can't stay in vehicles all map and win that map. You can win the map, but you can't win those flags. You have to rely on some infantry. But when you allow them to open the dome and a chopper can just rain, you know, all its guns in there, it's a little kind of like, all right, well, you're kind of ruining the fun for us. We're just gonna wait you out and then we'll get back to fighting. Overall, you know, I ranked this map a little bit over Whiteout. I enjoyed it quite a bit more. Nothing wowed me, I'll be quite honest. Now, that might be because it's CTE and a lot of graphical quality isn't quite there yet. I'm looking for that to bump up. They've said that on Twitter and stuff. But I did enjoy this a lot more. With the trees, it was a little more wilderness. It had a little more richness to it, a little more detail. I understand that. Listen, it was an Arctic snow map. There's not going to be a lot of detail in that kind of environment. So I'm kind of giving them a pass on that. I just frankly didn't really enjoy Whiteout. I felt it was kind of boring for me from an infantry perspective. And I was kind of at the whim and mercy of the other players on the map. Where here on Giants of Karelia, I felt like I could dictate a little bit more. I felt like I could use my brain, I could flank, I could, you know, do different things. And I wasn't going to just get screwed over by the commander auto-spotting me, or some sniper a mile away spotting me and ruining my flank, that sort of stuff. So right now I would definitely rank Giants of Karelia over Operation Whiteout, but to be honest with you, I hope that these are my third and fourth favorite maps of this whole DLC, but you know, only time will tell. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this map. Are you enjoying it? Do you like this better than Whiteout? What do you like? What do you not like? Do you like the Walker assembly area? That's got to be my favorite spot. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you're enjoying it. Talk to you soon. Take care.